Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of Scenic Route. Sorry if I'm a little awkward. This is like my 13th take and I'm kind of getting fed up. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm at my girlfriend's apartment. And yeah, I intended to focus on my health today. And I was perhaps going to go to the doctor's, but I decided against it in the name of my health. But I still have an Epsom salt bath waiting for me. Not right now, literally, but I'm going to take it. And I don't have a bath at my house, so I had to come here. I had to spend the night. Okay, I'm justifying it. I don't have to justify anything though. Like, there's nothing to justify. There's nothing to justify. That's the whole point of this essay, is that there's nothing to justify. And so this is kind of funny. I'm acting out quite literally what I'm talking about, so I know I'm not crazy. But I was inspired to write today. I don't know if I already said. My girlfriend's stepsister posted on Substack, and I felt very heard and very much at peace with whatever it is that I'm going through, what we're going through, really. How chaotic life really is, and not being able to like return to a regulated state. Yeah, I felt inspired to write, so that's what I am going to be reading to you, my writing. I would say follow along too, but there's a lot of typos in here that I guess I just looked over, which is fine. It's whatever, it's just a Substack. Anyways. Everything I do, or the fact I'm doing nothing, feels like I'm ripping my skin clean from my body. I've always been known to be a chronic nail biter, and at unprecedented times, my anxiety chews on my cuticles until I'm forced to suck the blood from my self-made hangnail. My nails are currently bitten to the bone, and my brain worn to its sad mush. As of this spring, why does every day I'm alive feel like this? I'm not doing anything especially detrimental. I don't even take unconventional drugs like MDMA. And I don't ever drink unless it's an occasion, which there hasn't been for a while. And if you don't include the 2 birthday parties this past month that I couldn't find the energy for, sadly. I work a weekend job and spend my days off doing what I usually do, which is, how do I say exactly? Relax. Is relaxing a part of staying inside all day, letting the dishes and laundry pile up while I sob just thinking about paying for a $12 boba tea just to feel something? Okay, to be fair, I'm usually a busy bee. I normally don't allow myself to become this isolated to my web of community, but I usually have a school schedule to keep me out of the house. When I first graduated, this gap of time that school filled was inarguably inarguably. Yeah, damn, can I really not fucking read? Okay, take 2. When I first graduated, this gap of time that school filled was inarguably filled with creative projects, working with my mentor and vending markets. It was incredibly tiring, just like all the extracurricular activities I had filled in between my school schedule. I was getting to a point where if I didn't slow down, that's the typo. If I didn't slow down, my chronic illness might put me to a full stop. And honestly, that's a whole other horror story coinciding with this plotline. So now that I'm reflecting, it's clear to me that this is exactly what I had asked for from the universe. I wanted a break from life, and a break I surely did achieve. Last week, when I only had 4 days out of the week, I probably only left the house twice, and one of the times was to take out the trash. When I don't have anything planned for the day, I might as well not have any reason to not bed rot. It's... Where am I? Where am I? It's a hobbit. It's a habit I obviously developed in childhood and solidified into a more serious coping mechanism when I was recovering from surgery. Coping mechanism, might I add, in quotations. Not in quotations on Substack, but I'm telling you. Yeah, it was bad. But anyways, now, unless I have plans with literally anybody but myself, I don't find the will to enjoy the fresh air. Not to mention, I just moved to a new neighborhood in an area that's not very walkable or comfortable for exploring. Getting anywhere by bus takes an hour minimum to arrive. And that's really fucking frustrating. Clearly, I have some kind of mental neurosis keeping me from staying chill, so I will also intimately share that I was 2 weeks late on my period. So now, I'm a detective. I just solved my first case. A nut case. That is me, of course. This reminds me of a time I told my mom at 16 that I suspected of having a mood disorder. She listened very intently, not once interrupting me. When I was done, she stayed silent for another moment. "Oh," she suddenly says, like she understood all the problems I was explaining to her, and a hope shimmered inside of me just for a second before she continues. "It's just your period. It will pass," and then trails off with a laugh as she continues cleaning. Not to dismiss myself for getting through the bleak rumination I got stuck in with an aha moment from my well-intended yet ignorant mother, it's just nothing has really changed in my life other than graduating college. And that's scary. I'm reaching to a point in my youth that I will never return to. Even when I do go back to school, I will be undeniably a full-grown adult. And that's a hard reality to grasp, in my opinion. I was under the wings of security through authority and forgiveness for being young, and now that I'm 25 in July, I'll have no more excuses for living my life entirely independent of the structures that got me through childhood. Which, might I fucking add, and the whole point to this is that those structures were not it, okay? They were not it. That this deconstruction has to happen. The walls crumbling, the house falling apart, yada. If you didn't catch that already, there you go. And if you read it and you're watching this now you know. But anyways, I'll be more excited when I get my first car and I have other worries to cry about. But for now, I'm molting, like a squishy, disgusting baby bird with no nest or mama to feed me. And just so you know, I am writing this in bed at 1:30 p.m. and after an hour of scrolling on Reels. Before I judge myself for having suspecting functioning depression, I've literally spent more than half of my life clocked in to the institutions of colonialism. And if watching YouTube until my girlfriend gets home from work is how I spend this Tuesday, I think I'll be more than okay. In fact, I'm doing very important work in decolonizing my brain and what it does when school isn't looking. I'll have more revelations and adaptations to this journey of spiraling out of the post-capitalistic prison we call living after I get back from San Marcos and Mr. Creek, while I'll be cheering my best friend as she walks the stage, and then camp for the first time with my girlfriend for the rest of the weekend. Love. And then I link a Garden of Love, which I had also posted, so you can check out the channel that I have with my girlfriend. But yeah, that's what I wrote. That's what I was going through. But yeah, thank you for taking the scenic route, for hanging out, and oh my gosh, these tears will never end. I will say that. But yeah, I love you even if I don't know you, and I hope you take the scenic route again, and